How long have you been doing? So you transitioned to doing Twitch like
4 years, your 4 year anniversary.
4 years.
Hey, it's been 4 years now.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Congratulations. You just had it recently, right?
Yeah, the 4-year anniversary of my wife thinking daily.
I think we should cheers to that, Pete. I think we should cheers to that.
It does sound.
Right.
Oh, speaking of another amazing thing, you guys have your own beer.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well,
cheers to 4 years.
Yeah, cheers to 4 years. Wow, it didn't explode, weirdly enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's just knocked around.
No. All right, so
they don't pressurize cans to like...
Now that you've been doing Twitch for 4 years, how is your meme knowledge? How is your knowledge of like modern slang and modern lingo?
I mean, it's tough, but...
he just did it! No! He did it! No!
No, he learned this from like literal like 4-year-olds.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Ludwig classifies, I guess. But,
yeah, we were on the RV trip. We had this. We were in like a llama, an alpaca zoo.
Oh yeah.
And there's a bunch of school kids, and then they just obviously came out to us and they were asking us questions, and Ludwig mogged one one of them, and then the kid did it back flawlessly and better.
Yeah, way better.
He like destroyed him, and now Pete won't stop doing it.
Shh.
Okay.
So
it's so weird to see him.
I know. I'm 41 and I'm mogging Connor. I would say
mog me all the time. I'm used to it.
But you know, it's an interesting thing because the culture is so much faster with these meme games, and what is popular even 6 weeks or a year ago is completely unpopular now.
Yes.
And
it's more like 6 hours ago.
It really
6
is.
hours
It's crazy. And so I think I'm lucky in a sense. On my channel, I think there's not a lot of that. I mean, there is, like, we joke about it, but you go to a normal Twitch channel and it has a lot of emotes or reactions of ohms or cot or cinema or all these like people just spam the same thing.
Yeah.
I think my viewers are maybe sleeping, but no. So I think we still have like conversations and stuff. So the opportunity to learn slang is
I think your
limited.
chat still is like full of actual like human interaction.
Yeah, I think so. But it has been fun. Every time I get to hang out with the younger kids, as you guys are, I get to learn all new things.
The younger kids.
The younger kids.
I mean, we're going to be useless in that regard soon.
Yeah.
We're going to
getting up
be
there.
We already are.
I mean, 2/3 of us are already.
Yeah, we already are.
You're our only hope.
Well,
You have like a
He's
year
the
left.
young one
I
left.
got 2 years, bro. I got 2 years. And
That's what you think, and it comes up on you fast.
Yeah. Do you know what I realized the other day? I was like, I've been doing YouTube for literally half my lifetime. I started YouTube, my first upload was 17 years ago.
So wait, I know that
17 years. So it has reached a point where I'm 34 now.
crazy.
So
Half your life.
half my lifetime
wow.
has been spent doing YouTube videos.
not only that, your entire adulthood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every
Next-
moment you've had,
I think all of us, so far,
Yeah,
at least
my
for Connor
entire-
and for me, it's
Yes.
like our entire chain
entire-
has been on YouTube.
these are your heroes.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
never-
Wait.
never
Whoa.
worked a day in their life.
We have never claimed to be heroes,
No.
right? And also,
I'm kidding.
also, you
love that you guys
not
like,
all
"Oh," and I was
heroes.
like,
Yeah, that's right.
I flipped a couple of burgers.
You did.
That was not a real job, though. That was just abuse, the simulator.
I didn't
worked-
even get into that
I,
job.
I worked for the BBC.
I was going to say, though, so the BBC arc, which is still kind of jokingly and lovingly referred to, was that also 17 years ago?
No. So I did
quit
YouTube
once.
and I quit to do the BBC.
okay.
And then this motherfucker rose up and I'm like, this motherfucker thinks he can take my crown? Ain't no way. I'm coming back, baby. No.
And then he came back like Vlad the
Well,
Impaler.
what he
Yeah.
proved, what Joey proved was that you could do YouTube as a job, which just wasn't a thing 17 years ago. So that's what he proved to me.
Huh.
So that's
Gaunt
why I
used to be
quit.
that guy when I was like, when I was in school. He was like, you get one Gaunt video every 2 years, and everyone would be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it was
Like
like
the Michael Reeves of today.
Yeah, I
it was
guess
like-
so.
it was an
yeah.
event.
Now we're coming back, baby.
And now he's
Now you're
can't
a
stop
content
him.
machine.
Yeah. And now that's the same for Sea Dog videos, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I think out of us three, he uploads the most frequently now.
You're the most
insane.
consistent. Yeah.
On main channel, yeah.
On
On
main
main
channels,
channel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is crazy when you put it that way. You're 34, and I mean, I hadn't started streaming at your age yet still. that was another 3 or 4 years away for me to even begin that second or third or fifth life that I've led in the job world. But congratulations on 17 years. That's actually
thank you very much.
Insane.
One more year and your channel can drink.
Yeah, next year the anime zone is literally legal.
Oh, in the UK.
Adults.
Well,
not
in Japan, actually.
Not in Japan either.
Wait,
The
fuck.
zone is 18 years old. That's depressing to think about.
Yeah, that's scary.
That is scary to think about.
But you have to admit, would you agree, possibly, I'm setting you up now to agree with me, but
Okay.
have your 30s so far been better or more enjoyable than your 20s?
Well, that's a loaded question.
Oh, no. He threw you the ball there.
You can say no. It's,
I want to say
yeah.
yes, but I also want to say I've been more comfortable. But I do miss the energy I had as in my 20s. I feel like I got lucky in my 20s. So normally what your 20s are for is like discovering yourself, and then you do all the exciting shit when you're 30. And I feel like I've done so much exciting shit in like my late 20s. Now that I've reached my 30s, I'm like, I kind of like feel like I've regressed a little bit to be like, I'm fine just chilling now. I'm fine.
But with chilling, that also invites a certain sort of like piece of, this is like the best year of your life because you just enjoy your time.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you can chill.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think the best years is subjective. I would say I've enjoyed my 30s as much as I've enjoyed my 20s, in a different way. Just in a different way. I am dealing with different problems and I'm enjoying different things, but I'd say from my experience, I've enjoyed both. I think I was very blessed in my 20s and I've been very blessed in my 30s as well.
I mean, yeah, and that's the other thing as well, is that like, you know, you're comparing what, 4 years to 10 years? So it's like,
yes.
Also, you're living it, so I feel like it's harder to look, you know, when you look back on a period, it's a lot easier to kind of be like, block out all the, like the shitty things.
Yeah.
And
Now-
just kind of you're like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah. Now, if we were to compare my 30s to my first 4 years of my 30s to my first 4 years of my 20s, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
My
So we're
30s are
tracking that this could be a better decade.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's
So
good.
far,
Trending upwards. Trending
Yeah,
upwards.
so
yeah.
far, it's a good start.
At 24 was about the age I quit the BBC. So now is like when my 20s started getting good.
Was there a period in your life where you were like, damn, this is kind of crazy? Like, this is the best.
Tuesday, I think. Like, no, I mean, like, I think from the best, I genuinely feel like each year has been better than the last.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, I genuinely feel that way. Even when I was 24, I was still in college, still in the math lab, and they're like, he's never going to graduate. He's so stupid.
I mean, it must be like, if you could talk to like 16-year-old Pete and be like,
God.
one day you're going to get to play video games.
He would just be like, shut up, I'm playing games.
You were doing
doing
this
that right
and
now.
getting paid.
I think young Pete would be like, yeah, I know. You got this.
He just had a cosmic knowledge he was going to work out.
Well, I think that actually has persisted throughout my entire life. But I remember when I was maybe 6 or 7, I used to wake up in the morning and play Nintendo before school. And my mom would be getting ready for,
you could
her-
wake up early. I couldn't do that.
Well, I mean, I don't think I slept. I know I was awake. But she would she'd have like her robe cinched and smoking a cigarette, and she'd go, "Oh gosh, you played those games all the time. It's never going to lead to anything." And I was like, "That's not true, Mom. Someday I'm going to be paid to play games." And now I am. And so she
You had the last laugh.
Yeah.
She often calls me and says, like, remember when I used to tease you about that?
My mom did the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Same here.
My mom still teases me about it.
yeah. Well, my mom still calls it Twatch, and she doesn't know that it's Twitch. And I'm like, Mom, please.
Watch.
I don't think she knows. And like,
Does your mom watch your streams?
she tries, and I'm not going to tell you the number. Well, I will. It doesn't matter. But her name is. She's 74, and every time I call her, she'll be like, 74, ready for more? And I'm like, okay, Mom, that's great. You're very youthful, very excited. Her name on Twitch is like Gypsy Girl 27 or something. And so people, when the channel was really small, people would I think, show a special interest in it because it was a girl in the chat. They'd be like, "Yo, what's up, Gypsy Girl?" I'm like, "Please stop." I was like, "That's my mom." Hey, why couldn't she be called like Gypsy Woman? Because I think it's a famous song that she liked from when she was young.
Yes.
And I was like, "Could you just change it to anything without the word girl in it? Because you're getting hit on, and you're in your 70s." But she's like, "I like the attention." So she's
gosh.
great though.
That's
So
kind of badass though. no
Yeah.
lie.
she's the best. Like when we
Badass.
called her on my
Yeah.
on my birthday in the van, I asked her,
Like live on stream.
Live on stream. And I said, how many edibles have you had? And she went, 4. And I was like, okay. All right. So
I want to hang out with your mom.
she's the best. So she was
very
born in
funny.
1950. So I'd say that she got to experience the whole gamut. Yeah, but take that, Mom.
The
I'm playing
onslaught.
games.
The onslaught.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Damn.
Each year has been better, and this year already great.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, wait, how old are you again?
41.
41. All right. See, I look at you and I'm like,
Just
damn,
around the corner for you,
I have
Grant.
something to look forward to.
Well,
So we had a conversation about like the era that we grew up in, right? And I think now 90s culture was coming back in. We've talked about this on Trash Taste, but I also think none of us have a proper experience of the 90s because we that was like when we were like, our prefrontal
Fetus.
cortex. We were like fetuses back
Yeah.
then. But you actually got to grow up in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? What was it like? What do you miss the most?
Tell us
about
the stories,
that era?
Let
Granddad,
me
please.
think.
Did the
for a
McDonald's
moment.
really look that
Yeah,
cool when you went in them?
What would you say defines 90s culture for you?
I think that we were in an era of unbridled optimism as children.
Oh my God, I wish.
God, I miss that
wish
shit.
that.
I miss that
Holy
shit.
shit.
It's true. And I think that it was the perfect blend of there was a rise in middle class income where we could afford things that maybe my parents' generation
Yeah.
couldn't waste money on.
Yeah.
And we had toys, we had arcades, we had
arcades.
fast food was still novel in that you didn't eat it every day. It was
Yeah.
like we're going to Pizza Hut, which was like
It was like a reward thing.
it was, yeah, we literally read books to get a free personal pan pizza that you'd take your homework and they would be like, good job, son. It was a great, great time. And the thing that I will always be appreciative of as a gamer is I have a unique perspective. And I think I've even mentioned this on this channel.
Yeah.
I've grown up from Atari and been present and active for every single innovation on
You've
video
been there
games
for the
Yeah.
entire history of video games.
Yeah.
as it was new.
Yeah.
And as I could still appreciate it. And it was
Damn.
like, because when we, just like an idea of the 90s of something that was, things that are long gone now, telephones, taking messages, long distance calls. You couldn't call your cousin
Just
across
a
town.
landline, right? Yeah.
Taking messages for like your family.
The UK was pretty fucking old.
They might still have it.
We
yeah.
when I was a kid, I had a black and white TV.
Oh, yeah, those were
still
great.
using a rotary phone, and then they had dial up. I remember having dial up for like 1 year.
Yeah, dial-up was a big game. Well, the internet was huge, but
Yeah.
the whole the notion of having 4 channels,
Yeah.
and Fox being the newest channel, it was like the edgy one with like The Simpsons and stuff. There was only 4 channels that you could even possibly watch. But what I always miss was they had these newspapers we would get because we saw daily delivered newspapers. And around this time of year, during Black Friday or Thanksgiving or Christmas is ramping up, they would have these full color ads for like Best Buy or Fry's or whatever your electronic store is. And it would have a little image of every single game that was coming out with the price. And my mom would let me circle 3 games for Christmas. And then she would say, I don't know if I can get you all 3, but choose your best 3. That shit, I would take that to school. I would get like community notes on it. Like, what do you guys think? It would be the most agonizing decision of my life.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was just really fun. And imagine this as well. Like, I could talk about this for 7 hours, but
Yeah.
the other
Oh,
thing,
please do.
well, it's so fascinating to me because we wait for games so long now. And when I was young, the difference between Final Fantasy VI, which is 3 in America, Chrono Trigger, and Final Fantasy VII is like 3 years total. Which is insane. You went from Chrono Trigger, which is like peak SNES graphics, to Final Fantasy VII within a year and a half.
Yeah, that's
And
psychotic.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And Super Mario 64 was at that same time. And
Yeah.
The problem that I miss having, and this is like I don't know if you guys ever had this. On Christmas when you would get like 3 or 4 games, and then you're like, man, which one do I play first?
Yeah.
And you're in your head, you're like, you're having like mental anguish of like, man, I haven't put enough time into this one. I don't want my mom to think I don't like this game.
Yeah.
I gotta play it.
yeah, man.
It's such a good problem that we'll never have now.
Well, now we look at our Steam libraries and it says
We're like,
12,000
we're just like
games.
overloaded with different experiences. Like right now, I'm like, I want to play the Elden Ring DLC, but I also got to play Metaphor as well, and all the other JRPGs that have come out this year.
You could play like 19 games in the time it would take to play Metaphor.
Yeah, I know.
And I would still choose Metaphor.
But like, it's an amazing experience, you know?
Last year, we got a lot of flack because we said that.
Yeah, I was
those
like,
are no
I was
good
going to ask, is
games.
this building up to, this
is a good year for games?
Man, I fucked that up so bad last year.
You didn't fuck it up. I got the heat.
We all got heat. And honestly, fuck you. Bring it back. I'm ready. I took my lumps. No, you know, it's tough. I think that when you look at gaming, it's kind of like the movie industry in a sense where now it's so many sequels. And I think my main argument that I wanted to try to say last time was, I miss when there was new IPs and there was brand new adventures like a Metaphor or something like Elden Ring.
I think this year's actually been the first year in a while where it's like a lot of them are new IPs. I mean, obviously there's a lot of returning IPs, but if you look at the Game of the Year nominations, it's a lot of new IPs there.
Yeah, it's great. I was so excited.
And the Elden Ring DLC as well, which
yeah, it's going to be
probably going to win.
Oh man, I called this like 3 months ago. There's receipts somewhere on my VODs. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I genuinely felt Balatro was the game of the year. And I got a lot of pushback because it was an indie title and stuff like that. And I was so excited when it got nominated because I feel like the indie scene right now is the best we have in games.
Oh yeah, it's so
because
good.
those are guys and girls who grew up playing games that we like that no one makes anymore because the development times are too long and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great time to be a gamer. Even if the year itself was kind of disappointing or last year was disappointing on like a headliner, it's never been better to be a video game player.
Yeah,
True.
sure.
True.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, even when I get sent like fucking millions of game codes, I always do that series where I'll play a bunch.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll play it. You know, a lot of them are fucking awful, but again, you'll be like, man, this game has no reviews on Steam, and it's really fun. And you're like, this is sad because it probably won't ever take off, but it's like a phenomenal game. And you're like, what do you have to do now for it to take off?
You know, this
Shout it out as much as you can, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not so simple.
Or you could do that like real hipster thing where you just like keep it for yourself and be like, no, this is like the one I like that no one else talks about.
I did that with my stream for 9 months.
You
It was
design
horrible.
a game that you know streamers would enjoy.
Yeah, if enough YouTubers make lore videos about it, it reaches critical mass, and then it's like, it's a big game now.
Yeah.
I think there was a game that so recently I was sponsored, which is a rarity on the channel, but I was really excited about it. I got to play Dragon Quest 3.
I saw.
And I got paid to do it.
Yeah, I was so jealous of
Like, the idea behind that is so crazy because Dragon Warrior, this is probably, everyone's like, this guy is so old.
No.
That game came out in like 1988 or something like that. I played it with my dad. You know, he was like, we would play on Nintendo. It was my very first RPG. And he'd be like, son, I gotta go to the store and just don't drink my Diet Pepsi. And I'd be like, why? And then it was whiskey, but that's okay. But he would be like, so he was like, just go ahead and farm slimes and make sure you get me enough gold so we can buy a copper goddamn sword. So he was gone for like 4 hours. I don't know. It was supposed to be right back. But I ended up getting all this gold by farming slimes. And I bought like 12 wooden sticks and he came back and was like, God damn it, what'd you waste the money on? And I was like 5 or something like that. But to then be all these years later and have a chance to be...
That's so cool.
It's crazy. Like, this is my very first game. So I love gaming, but the 90s were special. They were truly, truly unique.